Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be sharing with you on how to solve linear equations. But just before we get started, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. Like the video, share the link with your friends, and also click on the notification bell. Thank you very much for your support. Alright, let's get started. Solve the equation. Two negative parentheses negative 3a minus 8 close parenthesis equals 1. So the first thing we are going to do is to clear the parentheses. And please note that whenever you have a sign before the parentheses, consider it as, this is the negative sign, consider it as -1. So we are going to distribute this -1 into the content of the parentheses. In other words, we are going to multiply the content of the parentheses by -1. So distribute it into this and this. All right, so this automatically will become 2, and -1 times -3a becomes positive 3a, and -1 times -8 is positive 8, and this will be equals to 1. So now on the left side, we can combine like terms, and the like terms on the left side are positive 2 and positive 8. So if we combine these two like terms, we are going to have 10. Positive 2 plus 8 is 10, okay, plus 3a equals 1. So now we are going to isolate 3a by moving 10 from the left side. So to do that, we are going to subtract 10 from both sides. So 10 minus 10 and 1 minus 10. So 10 minus 10 is 0, so we can simply strike this from here. And now we have 3a equals 1 minus 10. That's going to give you -9. So we have -9. And at this point, we can simply divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. And 3 will cancel 3 from here. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And -9 divided by 3 is -3. So final answer would be A equals -3. So this is the answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Example 2. Solve the equation. If we have 2 open parentheses, -3 n plus 8 close parentheses equals -20. Now we have a number before the parentheses, so we can simply distribute this number into the content of the parentheses. So 2 times -3, that will give us -6n, and 2 times 8, that is 16, equals negative 20. So now we are going to isolate negative 6n by moving positive 16 from the left side. And we can do that by simply subtracting, because we have a positive 16, we have to subtract 16 from here in order to move it from here. So we subtract 16 from both sides. So positive 16 minus 16, and then we have negative 20 minus 16. And this automatically will give us 0. So now we have negative 6n equals negative 20, negative 16. We combine both of them, that's going to give us negative 36. So now we can divide both sides by negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 6. And negative is going to cancel negative from here. 6 will cancel 6 from here. Negative will take negative from here. And 6 divided by 6 is 1. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So finally, n is equals 6. And this is the final answer to this question. I hope this is clear to you. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 3. Solve the equation. Negative 5, open parenthesis, negative 4 plus 2v, close parenthesis, equals negative 50. So, as usual, we can distribute negative 5 into the content of the parenthesis. So, negative 5 times negative 4, that will give us positive 20. So, this is 20. And negative 5 times positive 2v will give us negative 10v equals negative 50. So we are going to isolate negative 10v. You're going to keep this here and move 20 from the left side. And as you can see, this is positive 20. So we can move this from here by simply subtracting 20 from both sides. Minus 20. Minus 20. So this automatically is out. And we now have negative 10v on the left side equals negative 50, negative 20. This will give us negative 70. So we can now divide both sides by negative 10, which is the coefficient of v. Divide both sides by negative 10. Negative 10. So negative will cancel negative from here, and 10 into 10 is 1. 10 into 10 is 1. Okay, so on the right side, negative will cancel negative from here, and 10 divided by 10 is 1. 70 divided by 10 is 7. So now v is equals 7. So this is the answer to this question, and I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's go on to the next question. Example 4. Solve the equation. Two negative 8, negative 4 plus 3x equals 34. So the first step is to clear the parentheses, and please note that we have negative 8 just before the parentheses. This is negative 8 just before the parentheses. And to clear the parentheses, you are going to distribute this value into the content of the parentheses. Use this to multiply each term in the parentheses. So distribute it, and this will become 2. So negative 8 times negative 4, that will become positive 32. So negative 8 times positive 3x will give us negative 24x. And this is equals 34. All right, so let's combine like terms. We have 2 plus 32 over here, and 2 plus 32 will give us 34. So this will become 34 minus 24 x equals 34. So now we are going to isolate negative 24x. Just keep it on the left side, and move 34 from the left side. We are going to subtract 34 from both sides in order to move this from here. So minus 34 from both sides, and 34 minus 34 is 0, so this will be out. Also on the right side, 34 minus 34 is 0. So now we have negative 24 x equals 0. And by the time we divide by the coefficient of x, negative 24, negative 24. So negative is going to cancel negative from here. 24 will cancel 24. And 0 divided by negative 24 is 0. Any number divided by 0 is 0. So x is equals 0. So this is the answer to this question. I hope it makes some sense. All right, let's move on. So at this point, we are going to be taking some practice questions. And practice question. Practice questions. All right, solve the following equations. So number 1, we have 32 equals 2 minus 5, parenthesis, minus 4n plus 6. So the first task is to clear the parentheses, but always consider the number or the sign closest to the parentheses. As you can see, we have negative 5 just before the parentheses. So we are going to distribute that into each term of the parentheses as we clear the parentheses. So this will become 32 equals to negative 5 times negative 4n will give us positive 20n. And negative 5 times positive 6 will give us negative 30. All right. So now let's combine like terms. We have positive 2 over here, and we have negative 30 over here. So if we combine these two numbers, what would be the answer? Positive 2 minus 30, that automatically will give us negative 28, negative 28, okay, plus 20, and so now we are going to switch or move negative 28 from here to the left, and we can only do that by adding 28 to both sides because it is negative 28, so we can only add the opposite of this sign. Opposite of negative 28 is positive 28, so let's add it to both sides. So plus 28, and now we have negative 28 plus 28, which will give us 0, and 32 plus 28 would give us 60. Positive 60 equals positive 20n. So now we are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of n, which is 20. Divide both sides by 20, and 20 is going to cancel 20 from here. 20 divided by 20 is 1, and 60 divided by 20 is 3. Therefore, n is equal 3, and this is the answer to this question. I hope you are following. All right, let's go on. Number 2. If you have 0 equals negative 8, p minus 5, close parenthesis. The first thing we are going to do now is to distribute negative 8 into the content of the parenthesis. Use it to multiply each term, and 0 will be equals to negative 8p. And negative 8 times negative 5 will give us positive 40. So now we are going to subtract 40 from both sides. We have to, move 40 away from here to the other side, so we can keep negative 8p on the right. So do that by subtracting 40 from both sides, minus 40, and positive 40 minus 40 is 0. Cancel this from here, and 0 minus 40 is negative 40, and this is equals negative 8p. So now divide both sides by the coefficient of p. So negative 8, negative 8, and negative, we'll cancel negative from here. 8 into 8 is 1, and 8 into 8 is 1. So negative will cancel negative from here. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 40 divided by 8 is 5. Therefore, p is equals to 5, and this is the answer to this question. All right, let's go on. Question 3. If we have negative 55 equals 8 plus 7, open parenthesis, k minus 5, Now, the first thing is to clear the parentheses and always consider the number or the sign before the parentheses, which is positive 7. Use it to multiply each term of the parentheses, and this will become negative 55 equals 8, and 7 times k will give you positive 7k, and positive 7 times negative 5 will give us negative 35. All right, now let's combine like terms. We have positive 8 here and we have negative 35 here. So if we combine these two terms, they have different sign, positive 8, negative 35. So combine both of them, and then we're going to have 27, negative 27. So negative 27 plus 7k, negative 27 and not negative 25, negative 27. All right, corrected. And we are going to, subtract or move negative 27 from the right side by adding 27 to both sides. Add 27 to both sides. So negative 27 plus 27 is 0. So now we have negative 55 plus 27. So automatically this is going to give us negative 30, 28. So this will give us negative 28 equals 7k. So now let's divide both sides by the coefficient of k. So divide both sides by 7, and 7 is going to cancel 7 from here. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and negative 28 divided by 7 is negative 4. So k is equals to negative 4, and that is the answer to this question. I hope this is clear. All right, let's go on. Move on to the next one. So this is question 4. If you have negative 21x plus 12 equals negative 6, negative 3x. Now we are going to combine like terms. We have x on both sides, so we have negative 21x on the left side, we have negative 3x on the right side. We can decide to move any of them, either move negative 21x to the right or move negative 3x to the left. All right, so let's move negative 3x to the left. So we can only do that by adding the opposite of negative 3x to it. So the opposite of negative 3x is positive 3x. All right, add that to both sides, plus 3x. So negative 3x plus 3x is 0. Just strike it from here. And now we have negative 21x plus 3x, which is negative 18x plus 12 equals negative 6. So now we can move positive 12 from here by subtracting 12 from both sides, minus 12. Okay, so plus 12 minus 12 is 0, so this is out. And now we have negative 18x on the left side, and negative 6, negative 12 will give us negative 18. So we can simply divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is negative 18. So negative 18 and negative, we cancel negative from here, and 18, we cancel 18 from here. Negative, we cancel negative, and 18 divided by 18 is 1. Therefore, x is equals to 1. So this is the answer to this question. All right, let's go on. Question 5. If you have negative 3n, negative 27 equals negative 27, negative 3n. So we have negative 3n on the left side. We also have it on the right side. So we can simply add 3n to both sides. So plus 3n and plus 3n. That, of course, is going to give us 0. So over here is 0. And on the right side is 0. So now we have negative 27 is equals to negative 27. Yes, this is true. Negative 27 is actually equals to negative 27. So anytime you are solving an equation and you arrive at a situation right like this, all you have to do is to let us know that this equation, the solution to this equation, is all real numbers. The solution is all real numbers, or you can also write it as infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. Once you arrive at a question like at the a solution like this, you should know that it is all real numbers or infinitely many solutions.